Hi and welcome to episode 54 of the Arya Bark Podcast. My name's Caroline and I'm coming to you today from my home in Fife in Scotland. If you're a new viewer, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. It is great to have you here. As you can see, I am on my own. There is no Andrew. There is no Ellie. I did make the mistake earlier on of sitting on the sofa, and now she's claimed my seat as hers. So hopefully there'll be a little less distractions this week. You can find detailed show notes on the Arya Bark website, which is aryabark.co.uk. You can find me on Ravelry as either Arya Bark or my personal account, which is Sultra. We have our Ravelry group, which is Arya Bark Podcast. We have a private group on the website for anyone who would like to take part in the make-alongs or chatter or just general stuff. And you can find that, if you haven't already asked to be a member, you find that by going to the community tab, then groups. We'll ask you a few questions, make sure that you're a crafter, and then we will email you to let you know that your membership has been approved, and then all you do from that point on is press login. We have an Instagram page, which is Arya Bark Designs. We have a Facebook page that we don't use that often, which is Arya Bark Designs, and we have a Ko-fi page, which is Arya Bark Designs. We are currently running two make-alongs at the moment. The first one is the hashtag ABD Stash Mash 2022. It starts on the 1st of January and ends on the 31st of December. You must be a member of either the Ravelry group or the private group on the website for your entry to count. Prizes will be drawn quarterly. The next physical prize draw will be drawn on the 2nd of April. Physical prizes for the FO thread. Mr. Bark and Andrew will choose an entry each month. I have forgotten, just realised that I didn't draw prize winners for this month. I'll need to do that next week. Well, actually, I'll do it later and announce them next week. Mr. Bark and Andrew will choose an entry each month from the charter thread, and the winner will receive a pattern of their choice up to the value of £10. Whips are allowed and multiple dipping is encouraged. As long as it can be measured in metres, it can be entered. So knitting, crochet, Tunisian crochet, weaving and spinning are the obvious ones. If you do another craft that you can measure in metres, I'm not craftist. Goals are at your own discretion. You can increase and decrease whenever you like. You can choose not to have a goal. You can set little mini goals if you so choose. Each person entering will have one FO thread post that all projects will be logged in, and that way it makes it easier for you to count how much you've used. Our next make-along is the Yappy and Scrampy Blanket Make-along 2022. Again, this one starts on the 1st of December and ends on the 31st. No, it doesn't. Starts on the 1st of January and ends on the 31st of December. Again, you must be a member of either the Ravelry group or the private group on the website for your entry to count. Physical prizes will be drawn quarterly. The next draw is on the 2nd of April. And Mr. Bark and Andrew will choose an entry each month from the charter thread, and the winner will receive a pattern of their choice up to the value of £10/$, whichever is greater. Whips are allowed and multiple dipping is encouraged. The only rule for the blanket make-along is there is a minimum size of 16 inches by 16 inches in order to qualify. There is no maximum blanket size. That is entirely the crafter's choice. Make sure when you're putting your entries into the FO thread that you also stick them into the charter thread to double your chances of winning a prize. This week we have coming in Note Corner and Whips. There is just a whole lot of knitting in this week's podcast, and timestamps for each section can be found in the description box below. I have been very proud of myself. I have not partaken in any of the yarn temptation that I have been subjected to. I have been very, very good. However, the same cannot be said for Universe. Universe don't count. I have purchased the Sheep Lovers Society official membership badge, and that's from Universe. And I also purchased the matching holographic sticker. Not going to lie, very shiny. This is going to go on my diary. This is going to go on my Universe towel that I use for keeping all my Universe pins on. I will leave, now these can be purchased from Craig's Etsy shop. I'll leave links in the show notes for that. He does have a website, but I don't know if the shop links you back to Etsy, but I'll leave it up there too. I will check. So that is all I've purchased. I have been really, really good. I am really, really proud of myself that I have not, because Aldi's craft event's on again. Not even remotely tempted to go and purchase more yarn. I'm not saying that I've not purchased more yarn, because that would be lying. I have purchased yarn, but as I keep telling the ladies on Zoom, yarn from my Yarny Corner doesn't count as stash. It's a sock club, and I may have partaken in their advent as well. Alex very, very kindly let me know that that should be coming at some point next week, which is fine. I don't mind. I'm still stroking the last lot of yarn that I bought from Alex. So that's all my purchases. I've been very, very good. Until next week. Now, I have come to the conclusion that I may have too many garments on the go. The project that is currently sitting in the naughty corner is the Lavender Charm top by Drops Design. Now that's pattern 213-22. Stick a picture in of what it's supposed to look like. The goal for this week was to complete the yoke. I was on track for completing the yoke. However, I had a little issue where I think I'd put it down during a knit and natter on Zoom. I'd gone and done something, came back and picked it up and just went to the next row and just kept going. Got to the next row and I was like, this isn't working. Now, the first half of it did work. So I took it back and I was like, right, that's not working. So I took it back to the next row and I was like, it's still not working. I think I dropped it back at that, by this point, about another 8 rows, and I was like, I cannot get this pattern to work anymore. So I rage quit. I ripped the needles out, ripped it all out. Here it is here. And it can just stay there until I've finished another garment. I was enjoying the pattern. I was making size 2, which is medium, and it's 46 inches. I was using Drops Muscat, which is 100% cotton, in shade 04, which is lilac. It's really pretty. I really want this top. Am I going to restart it right now? No. I've found if I have to rip a pattern out more than 3 times, I need to take a break. And obviously it was ripped out twice the other week. And that's me ripped it out a 3rd time, and it's like, I'm done. I am still wanting the top, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it until I've finished something, because we've not had a finished object in a while and it's starting to annoy me. So my plan is I need to work on older projects first and get them a bit further along, or hopefully finished. So that can stay there. I'll maybe start up the iron top again, the iron cotton top, because that is a lot further on, and I'm at the stage with that where I don't actually need to follow a pattern. It's literally just, once I get to the part where I take the sleeves off, I'm pretty much just working the round and stocking it, and it should be finished quite quick. So that can wait until that one's done, and then I'll restart that and yell at it some more. My first whip is Krabby Pants cardigan. I am exceptionally impressed with this. This is, hang on a second till I get it right. This is how much that's been done. Have completed the back section. I've done the left front, I've done the right front. My collar is now attached, and I have now started the fake seam. This is Great Love by Anchor Strike. It is a paid for pattern on Ravelry. I'm not 100% sure if you can get it anywhere else. If there is, they'll be linked in the show notes on the website. So my goal was to have the two fronts done. That has been done. Now, at this point, I think I'm just working the body. I have spoken to Andrew. He's not wanting the body decreases done. I think what my plan's going to be is just work on this for a couple hours every day and see how I get on. At the moment, I'm needing, because I've just put the three parts together, I think I'm needing to write out, on this row you do this, on this row you do that, on this row this is what you do, just so that the pattern is memorisable. The problem is, because I've only been used to either working on the back or working on either front, it's going to take me a wee bit to remember where things are. So that's my plan for that. I am doing modifications, absolutely none. I'm just going to follow the pattern as it's run. I am doing size 6, which is an extra large. It is 146 centimetres or 57.5 inches. I am using So Crafty Iron Yarn in shade Elephant. It is 400 grams or approximately 800 metres. It's a 75% acrylic, 25% wool, and it's alright. I wouldn't use a proper 100% wool anything for Andrew. It's knitting up okay. You can see the definition of the pattern. I still prefer the inside. I still prefer that as being the inside. But it works. I am using a 4mm Knit Pro Zing. I have put it on a bigger cable. I don't think I've got a 4mm in a bigger size. So I'm just going to keep going the way I'm going. I have used a fair chunk. It's starting to look a bit squidgy. I've used a fair chunk of this, and I'm just going to keep going until it is done. This week I've seemed to go from slow progress to no progress. That has literally summed up my entire week. The next project seems to be a visual representation of how my week's gone. Now these are, I meant to get the other one, I'll turn that way, make sure my stitches aren't going to fall off. These are the basic socks with integrated heel by Albina McLaughlin. I am making a size UK size 9. These are going to be socks for Mr. Bark. Now, this is where I was last week. This one shows it better. This is where I was last week. This is how much I have done. I have done 2 rows on this sock, but half a dozen. I've done 14 on this one. I think my sock mojo has up and gone. I really like the pattern. It's not as if it's difficult. It's a basic sock pattern. It's no hard. I have zero inclination to work on these. I think I'm going to have to sit and have a word with myself in the mirror. Andrew's cardigan did take a lot more time than what I thought it would. But normally at night I would sit and either knit on it on Zoom or knit on it while I'm watching TV. I have not been doing either. Obviously my goal was to get 2 inches put on the leg. I think if I've put an inch on, it will be a miracle. Oh, I forgot to tell you what the yarn is. Duh. This is Regia 4-ply. It is mosaic colour in shade 05560. This is now discontinued. It is a 75% wool, 25% nylon. You get 400 metres and 100 grams. And I'm using a 2.5, at the moment, 9-inch circular. I think what I'm going to do, 2 seconds, because I've just had an idea. This one I'll need to stop working on because I've accidentally put it on a 3mm 9-inch circular. This is definitely a 2.5. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it back onto Magic Loop. And I'll just work the two of them together because that seems to work better for me. The basic socks are available on Ravelry, or if you would like to purchase it but you can't use Ravelry, you can contact Albina and she will arrange payment and getting the pattern to you and stuff. Is there anything else? No. So I will need to get my finger out for them because they've took way longer than what they should have. My next project has seen slightly more love, and it is the Muscle Bra hat by Isolde Teague. This is where I was last week. I have done a chunk. I'm quite happy. This is about the only project this week that I'm actually happy with, is this one. Now I haven't quite got the 5 inches in, which was my goal for this week, but to be honest with you, it doesn't really matter. I really like how that's working up. Not making any modifications to the pattern, I'm just following it as written, so now I'm just doing like 5 million inches. I am using Drops Fable in shade 913, which is Winter. It's a 75% wool. Wait a minute to see if you can see that for there. Maybe. See that? 75% wool, 25% polyamide. You get 205 metres and 50 grams. I've got 2. I'm just going to keep working on this, and I've just dropped a stitch again. goodness sake. So I'm just going to keep working away on this. I think I might need to come up with a plan and work on one project in the morning, one project for a wee while in the afternoon, and one project at night. Doubt I'm going to start another I'm not casting any projects on, but I doubt I'll put another project into rotation. Maybe. Famous last words, I might do. Maybe. Is there anything else? I'm using a 3mm higher sharp on a 16-inch cord. Go for next week. Put possibly another 40 rows on. Possibly. Maybe. That's all my projects. As I said, I'm struggling right now when it comes to the craft, and nothing is holding my interest. I want to work on everything. It's not that I don't like what I'm working on. Well, Andrew's cardigan goes between I hate this pattern and this pattern's great, but I can't honestly say that there's any of my projects that I don't want the finished object of. I'm just struggling with the knitting of them. So I don't know, as I said, me in the mirror will need to be having conversations with myself. Life stuff, Andrew is hoping to be back next week. I'll check with him on Monday to see what his hours are, and then we can arrange to record. Is there anything coming up this week? I have a meeting tomorrow, very early on a Sunday. And nothing else planned. So I'm kind of hoping that I can start getting back into my usual routine. Knitting hours are at 8 PM on a Wednesday, British summertime, I wish, GMT, and a Friday at 11 AM GMT. If you would like to join, private message me on Instagram. If you know someone who is already on the group and you've messaged me and I've not seen your message, I'm thinking of one specific person, you know who you are. Today I did reply back to your message. I didn't see the request. It's been sitting there for days. I apologise profusely. I'll let you add you onto the group and you can chat away. Knitting hours are not compulsory. You come in and leave as you like. You don't have to be there every week. You don't have to be there twice a week. It's just a fun get together and having some laughs and encouraging others to partake in the purchasing of yarn and notions and patterns and other stuff. Is there anything else? Absolutely not. There's nothing. My life this week has been quite boring. For a wee change. If there is anything, the one thing I will say, if you would like to join in one of the make-alongs and you're having problems or needing some extra help with stuff, you can either contact me on Ravelry, contact me on Instagram. I will be more than happy to talk you through stuff, or we can jump on Zoom and I can give you a wee tutorial 1-to-1. If there is anything, let me know, because we would like as many people as possible to enter and enjoy it. And I promise next week I will have picked pattern prize winners. For goodness sake, that's all I'm going to say. Oh, last year's make along, the prizes have still not gone out yet. We're waiting on some other stuff coming in. there's some yarn still to be dyed up. That I'll need to check on that one. So hopefully we should be able to get them all done by next month. If life doesn't come and kick my backside again, hopefully we should start being able to get on top of it. So that is everything. I hope you have a very, very crafty week, because I would really like to have that motivation. And I will see you back here again next week. Bye!